Hello, this is Vincere from ShoutcastStrategy.com bringing you a replay of myself. About time the beta came back up. It makes me happy. It means I can start learning again, learn how to play this game, get to the diamond position, the diamond league, and start playing against some really good opponents. Now, this is right after I got placed into the silver league. So I figure, well, at least I'll get a nice easy game to play, but unfortunately for me, my opponent is currently in his placement matches, apparently permanently stuck there according to himself, and he is what used to be a diamond player. So, no surprise, I do end up losing this game, but I'm actually fairly competitive throughout most of it. I don't make too many mistakes, I make some decent decisions, and then it just goes to shit because I make such bad decisions at certain points of the game, and it goes from a competitive game to being a horrible game for myself. As you can see, nothing special. I am out scouting him. I didn't announce my race to him. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends how I feel. I kind of was angry I was in the Silver League at this point, so I was just like, whatever. I'll just kill this guy. I knew he was Protoss. I did see that in the load screen, but I'm not going to go any cheesy strats. I decided I didn't want to do any cheesy strats. So I'm going to try a macro focus game and see how well I do. So for that, we're going to keep an eye on my resources, because sometimes when I go macro focus games, I let my resources climb too high. And there's a couple points in this game where my resources do get a little high, but I never do anything too stupid here, I don't think. I'm sorry, yes I do stupid things, because I lose this game. Let me not lie to you, let me not try to play myself up at all. So I actually make some terrible decisions when my resources get too high. I build things, I start going down different tech trees I wasn't going down originally. Just some bad decisions. And it's not really the mechanics of my game that lose me this game, it's more of just bad decisions. And I'm not exactly sure what I was thinking, even though I just played this game. Even when in the game I didn't know what I was thinking. I remember when I was heading out at one point, and you'll see it later, I'm just like, what the hell am I doing? Anyway, I have a little bit of rambling there, which is just fine, since it's just all basic startup right now. I was in there's base scouting, and I saw his cyber core going down before his second gateway. Very standard opening for Protoss, and I knew I didn't have to worry about any early aggression, so I was happy just with one Marine sitting here all proud. I did have an SCV standing here idle for way too long. I noticed it come back when my scout came back. I noticed it when I was coming back with that scout, and I think I do something retardedly stupid here. Stuck in Protoss. Yes, watch this. This is amazing. You saw, if you were watching closely, you saw me select 3 SCVs and send it to the refinery. I guess I was used to playing Protoss or something, or a Zerg, where most of the time I'll rally the Protoss unit back to mining while it's waiting for the extractor to come up, or Zerg, obviously the drone is used up in the extractor. So I sent 3 SCVs on this when there was already 1 SCV here, and I don't notice this almost the entire game. I have 4 SCVs mining out of this. That's a little embarrassing. I did send an early Reaper over here to scout more than try to do any damage. I know I saw the cyber core going up, so I knew he'd have a stalker up already, and I just wanted to make sure I knew what he had. I wanted to make sure he wasn't doing any weird tech or anything like that. And unfortunately, I do get this guy killed, but at least I took down a probe. I should have just gone in there and gone out. Nothing major, though. So far, fairly standard play from both of us. I got this proud Marine standing here, and he has this probe here way too long. Go ahead and keep an eye on that tiny red dot for this game. You will notice that I let that thing be forever. And I do even move out a couple of times and ignore it. And I'm just mentioning it now in case I forget to mention it later. If you're running past the Xel'Naga watchtower, go check it out and make sure he doesn't have a unit sitting on there. Because if you watch a replay and you watch yourself let them stay on the Xel'Naga tower, you'll feel really stupid. As you can see, I am going a 1-1-1 type build. I didn't want to focus on that too much. My minerals started getting a little high, so I decided to build a second barracks. I am currently not producing SCVs. Oh, hey, look at that. I just noticed that in the game, too. So, probably needed to keep a better eye on that. Well, let's check my income tab, make sure I'm keeping up with him just fine. And I am just about even, 22 harvesters, 22 harvesters, so I guess I'm not doing that bad of a job. Second tech lab, as I decide to, I'm going to go Marauders. I like Marauders against Protoss. It takes care of all their units from tier 1. You can kite Zealots before they get charged. I did just scan him, and I do see this, and I see this researching, and I actually assume it's Blink for some reason. I don't know why. Even when I play TOS, I prefer to get charged against Terran because it helps so much against siege tanks because it gets to the Zealots, the siege tanks faster. It helps against Marauders because it gets to the Marauders. And I see him starting to move out with this Marine. And see, he can follow my advice too. You're running out here anyways. Run to the tower first. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to take you up any more time. And I notice him starting to run back and coming around. I'm like, alright, Marine, time to go. He does move his probe off this. I'm not sure when he did that. No, I didn't kill it because I didn't ever send anything out. Maybe I did send a Marauder over there. I did research concussive shells. I should have started researching stim pack a little sooner. I am throwing another barracks up to help my production. I do have a tech lab on the... Here's another slight mistake. I have a tech lab on my factory and my starport. I am producing tanks, but I really should have just stuck more with Marauders, not built these tanks. Built the tech lab on here, swapped this out. I get distracted by this factory with the tech lab in this game. I try to use it too much. It's just... I should have concentrated more on starport units. This overlaps a little bit. They're both anti-armor units. There's no reason to have tanks and Marauders. It's a slightly scary force, but it is also overlapping. The tanks are gas heavy, the Marauders do use gas. And I don't ever get enough air support for this build-up. I do notice my gas was getting a little high, and that made me happy because it meant I could build a Raven. I also love Ravens against Protoss. And I see these guys moving out. And I have these 2 siege tanks, but I do not have a siege tank researched. And if I could have gotten siege tanks right here, I would have been able to do so much damage to his passing army. He sends a Zealot up to scout, and I absolutely wreck it. Because, well, concussive shells rock. Man, I'm very proud of that victory. That's, I think, my only victory of any battle in this game. Oh, I take that back. You'll see later. And I'm building yet another tech lab. See, this is another mistake. I built my few tanks. I got 3 tanks out. I could still switch this out with that barracks. I'm throwing up another barracks. I'm getting a medevac out. Woo, that's a huge deal. Maybe I should even use that medevac to do drops in the back of his base. He does have no cannons. Currently researching Templar archives, so he's going high Templar. I don't scout that. And a robo facility at the same time. Now that he has his expansion starting to go up, just does a transfer to it. I am now floating my expansion over. So our expansions are about timed evenly. We have about the same amount of harvesters. My income's higher because of mules. So I'm actually doing fairly well this game. I'm not doing anything stupid. If we go to the Army tab, we will notice that that my food's slightly higher than him. I have a slightly larger force. I'm moving out right now. This is the timing of, well, I just built an orbital command and moved it over, so why not? And here you will see me, and I take all my forces, and I get about here before I realize, you know what? I bet he has something over here. And there's a hero probe that just gets mowed down. So he knows I'm moving out. He's got his forces right here. I never noticed this pylon here the entire game. I like the placement of that pylon. There's no reason for me to go up here, really. And it lets him get out forces much closer to my base. But I'm not sure if this is as wise as just building a pylon right here and just dropping them down here. That's barely any space right there. And I let another group of Marauders come out, and I'm getting ready to push. I am currently at 0-0 upgrades. And this is a really, really, really bad timing push. I am currently researching stim, but it is nowhere close to getting done. I am researching, oh, where's my engineering bay? Down here, my weapons are nowhere close to being done. And I'm about to attack, and this is just bad timing. I should have just went ahead and left my... I do set up my siege tanks. I scan. I see what he has. I should leapfrog my siege tanks a little closer, maybe right about here, and just sit and wait. But instead I attack. I'm researching +1 armor, I'm researching stim, and I come in here now. I miss macro this because I don't have micro this. I don't have that hotkey, but I do end up getting point defense drone down, and this saves this battle right here. And I do come out ahead. I decided to drop them turret, or I tried to. I should have dropped a little closer to them. And I win this engagement handedly. I have 2 siege tanks up. I have